All right, now I got my headset off and I'm crystal clear, so watch out. Hey everybody, listen, welcome to the Thursday Night Basic Reset call. We're super excited to have you here. I know my name's Ed Mayer, and for those of you guys that know me, I'm from the sweetest place on earth called Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I am one fired up cat, let me tell you. I've been here with Basic Reset for about a year, and I'm telling you, our family's lives have changed dramatically. We're super excited. We're super grateful. We are so looking forward to next Friday morning. We're going to be hopping in the car and doing a nice little road trip down to Nashville, Tennessee, and get to meet a lot of amazing people. Guys, if you haven't gotten your tickets for those that are affiliates, get in your back office. If there's any way possible that you can run, jog, crawl, get a taxi, do whatever you got to do, but you want to be there. There's so many exciting things that are going to be going down, and you do not want to miss it. But we're super excited. We got about a 10-hour drive from Central PA here down to Nashville, and like I said, man, we're super fired up. First ever Basic Reset convention, and we ain't missing it. And we sure hope that we get to meet and see a lot of you guys down there. So on that note, guys, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you taking the time out to come and hear about Basic Reset, this amazing company, amazing owners, products are amazing. I mean, it's all around amazing, and that's just the way it is. But I know we got two super guys on here tonight, and I get to introduce you to one who is actually my sponsor. He's a great friend of mine. I love the guy dearly, man. We talk a lot. We communicate a lot. I'm always asking him questions on some things that I'm doing. Always get feedback from him. Super guy, 40-plus years experience in this industry, which, guys, if you want to be successful, you surround yourself with successful people that know what's happening. And 40-plus years, this man is a gold mine of information. So you want to be listening to him. Mr. Randy Steen, I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend.
Well, listen, Ed, thank you very much, and thanks for the gracious welcome and also for the great job that you do welcoming people to the call. And, guys and gals, what Ed said is exactly true. This company is absolutely amazing. I mean, I've got to tell you that everything about Basic Reset has changed the life of so many people that it's almost hard to imagine anything out there that's been able to do this like this company has. And Ed's life, I know, has been changed by it. As a matter of fact, I've seen some things that have taken place in his life as a result of this company. And there's something that I've noticed about Ed, guys and gals, and he doesn't know I'm going to say this about him, but there's something I've noticed about him over the past year that I never saw before. Now, Ed, when I first met him, was actually kind of a shy guy. He really didn't like talking to people very much, and but he saw this opportunity with this particular company we were with, and he stepped out and he moved forward, and he got himself through and over that part that he really didn't like to do. And then I saw him start to do some videos and start to communicate with people. But in the last 7 to 9 months, Ed has completely turned a corner in when he's doing his videos that he does. You see, when you listen to him talk, you know that he's talking from his inner being, not just some top-of-the-road fluff that's being thrown out there to get you interested in what he's doing. Now, that doesn't come, that type of a feeling, that type of an emotion does not come from putting on the dog, so to speak, putting on the dog and pony show, I guess is the way that you would say it. That comes from a feeling of conviction, and conviction in what you believe in what you're doing. And so, Ed, I want to congratulate you on that. And you have moved forward completely, as have a lot of people with this company. You know, what's really interesting about Basic Reset is that the premise with which this company was started, and I'm not going to talk too long because I'm going to introduce to you, for those of you that are guests on the call, by the way, I want to welcome you here. Before I go any further, you know, you're very special people to us. Somebody invited you to the call because they wanted you to hear about something that has changed their life in some way, shape, or form, whether it be financial or whether it be through some physical manifestation that has come from using our products, or maybe just a complete all-around change of everything in their life. But you see, they've experienced that, and they want you to know about that. So we want to thank you for taking your time to be here tonight to listen to us. And you get the pleasure of actually hearing the founder of our company is going to be on this call in just a few minutes, and I'm going to introduce him to you. But, you know, this company, the whole premise with which it was started was with a desire to help people. You see, this is a people helping people company. Fred and Kim Kaufman not only have products that work, but quite frankly, they wouldn't have to really even say much about two of their products. All they'd really have to do is get them into the hands of people and get them to use them. And they wouldn't have to even really promote it that much because it would the products work. They take on a life of their own. You know, it's like when you go to a restaurant and you have a good piece of apple pie there. If you like apple pie, you have a really easy time of telling others there's a great piece of apple pie at that restaurant, and pretty soon others go there and they have it and they tell their friends who tell their friends, and next thing you know, the restaurant can't hardly keep up making apple pies. Well, see, it's the same thing with our products. That's basically how they work. But the premise was that these two people had a desire in their hearts to get these products into the hands of as many people as they could, as they can. And that's what this whole thing is based on. Now, don't get me wrong. People get involved in businesses outside of what else they're doing in life, mostly because they want to make some extra money in their life. And there is a financial plan attached to this opportunity that is unlike anyone in the market. And I'm not going to go over that with you tonight, but I want you to make sure that you ask the individual that invited you to this call about that financial opportunity, that financial plan. Say, look, I want to know about that. And they'll show you in detail exactly how that works. But the whole premise, again, was to get these products into the hands of people, and that's what we do. That's what we all do each and every day. We do it by using the products ourselves, and we do it by opening our mouths and sharing it with other people, just by simply asking them some simple questions, you know, like, do you drink water? It's a pretty easy question to ask anybody. And if I could show you a way to make that water healthy, even right out of your own tap, is that something that you would take about 5 or 10 minutes and listen to something about? You know, people will say, of course, because everybody wants to be healthy and live longer. Nobody wants to get sick and die sooner. And everybody wants to have more money and be able to pay their bills and have money left over rather than be broke and not having any money in their bank account and having to worry about the bill collector or the repo man coming to get something that they had purchased for and can't afford it any longer. You see, that's what this whole thing's all about, guys and gals. And if you really get this through your head and you really get this in your mind, you'll understand that your life can be totally different. We offer you not just a business opportunity. Gosh darn it, there's all kinds of those out there. I mean, honestly, I can go on the internet and find 1,000 business opportunities. But there's a business opportunity here and a lifestyle here and a life-changing product line here that literally will change your life if you give it an opportunity to. And the best way to explain that to you is let the owner of this company explain that to you directly. Instead of me telling you the story, why not hear it directly right from him? You know, you've heard the old adage that it's best to hear it right from the horse's mouth. Well, that just simply means you're hearing it from the person that originally said it. And we're privileged tonight to have that individual on the phone with us. And he gets on with the phone with us quite a bit. And that's a privilege because with most companies, you don't find the owner of the company jumping on these conference calls. As a matter of fact, with most companies, if you pick up the phone and try to call them and talk to them, they're not available. They're just not available. Now, does it mean they couldn't be? Sure, they could be, but they don't make themselves available because they don't want to talk to you. You see, they don't want to let you know really what they want to do, and that's to make themselves rich. That's not the way Fred and Kim Kaufman are. And so I have the privilege of introducing this fellow, but before I do that, I want to take a minute, and I'm going to unmute the phones. I'm just going to take this off lecture mode for a moment, and I want you to all wish Fred, and it's their 20th wedding anniversary today, and listen, instead of going out and having an evening together, they went out and rushed through a meal so Fred could be on this call. So I'm going to unmute this phone for a minute, and I want everybody, when I count to three, on three, to wish Fred and Kim Kaufman a happy anniversary. So hang on.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. We love you guys.
Happy anniversary, Kim and Fred. 20.
Guys and gals, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Fred, we are very appreciative to have you here. You've been an influence in the lives of all of us. In my life, it's changed immensely because of my friendship with you. Even though I've never met you in person, I can hardly wait till next week because I'm able to meet you and Kim for the very first time in person. And but we're glad to have you here. And one of the things, I know you're going to cover some things tonight, but one of the things that you had asked me to remind you to cover was there's been a question again coming up where people say, how do I do this when I run into these crazy ionizer machines that makes this water alkaline? And how does our product really work, or what do we say to really compare our product to theirs? So with that reminder, Fred, you got the floor, my friend.
Well, thank you, Randy, and thank you, everyone. You almost made me cry, and I'm a grown man. I'm not supposed to cry, but sometimes you people get to me, and it's in a good way. I love you all. I've said it before on a call, and I really mean it. If you're willing to make the effort to come to Nashville, I'm going to look you right in the eye and tell you to your face, I love you, and I'm going to hug you, and it's going to be a meaningful hug. You know, a lot of people hug you, and they kind of keep a pretty reasonable space in between their body and your body because they don't really mean it. But when I hug people, I just hug them. I hug them like they're a brother or a sister because I really care about people. Look, when I was first helping people with their health, I didn't realize I was on my own. I had my own private practice, if you will, and I had my own clientele. I never charged anybody. I sold some supplements, but I never charged anybody, and I would spend hours and hours teaching them how to become healthy. And I told my mom many times, I said, I don't think I'm going to do this anymore. And she said, why not? And I said, there's really no money in it. I said, I could be making a lot more money selling something like computers or real estate or something. And she said, but I think this is what you're supposed to do. I think, and this is the actual truth. She said, I think God wants you to help people. I said on a Facebook message here a few weeks ago that I was quoting a preacher who had said this. I just happened to hear it on TV. He said, people don't care what you know. They want to know that you care. And that's the most important thing that separates us from other companies. Yes, we're bringing ethics back to network marketing. All of the things that other companies do that we believe are unethical, and you probably believe it too, you just never had anybody point it out to you, because it's standard in the industry to have a forced auto ship, or at least force you to buy product in order to get your check. They don't care if you earn money and bring customers to them, but if you want to get the money, if you want to get paid what you deserve, you have to buy something from them. We just don't think that's ethical. We never did. We started out of the gate not even knowing that it's illegal. It's what the courts call black law. It's called pay to play in the eyes of the court. If you had F. Lee Bailey representing your company in court, when the FTC comes down on you and says you can't force people to buy a product in order to get their check, F. Lee Bailey would stand up to argue on your behalf, oh, yeah, we can. And the judge would slam down the hammer and say, no, it's black law. It's not even disputable. Sit down. See, we didn't know that. We didn't know it was illegal. We just thought it wasn't right. And so we started out without an authorship. We also thought it wasn't right to charge people to join your company for the privilege to sell our products. Well, what's up with that? So we took that away. We also thought it was kind of goofy that it was so difficult for people to make money in network marketing. You see, the model of network marketing is valid. It always has been. It goes all the way back 2,000 years ago when 12 people started out and evangelized the world, and we have over 1 billion Christians now. But it started with 12 people, so the model is accurate. It's valid. But it got broken, and it got broken because of greed. And I'm going to just call it what it is. It's greed. When you take a 50% compensation plan, some companies say they pay 70 or 80. One company even says they pay 87%. Well, they really don't, because on any given month, simply because the compensation plan is so difficult to achieve the depth of it, they really only pay out about 20-25%, some maybe as high as 30%. But can you imagine that? We pay 35% right out of the gate on the first level, with no obligation on your part to ever buy anything from us. We're just so excited that you would bring us a customer, we'll give you 35%. That's $350 on every 1,000. A man told me just 2 days ago on Tuesday, he said, I had he's one of our affiliates now. He said, I'm with another company. He said, my volume last month was over $4,000, and my check was a little over $100. He said, what's wrong with that? And I said, what's wrong with it? I said that for $4,000, could have gotten $1,400 with us. And he just couldn't believe it. He said, I still find it just too good to be true. And most of the time, folks, if somebody tells you something that's too good to be true, most of the time it is. The Brooklyn Bridge really isn't for sale. There is swampland in Florida. It's not all beachfront property. So some things are too good to be true. But the reality is, before you join a company, it really doesn't matter what product they have or products. It really doesn't matter how deep the compensation plan is. And by the way, the word infinity, it really doesn't exist when it comes to compensation plans. It's just down to the next person that has a rank. What really matters is whether or not the company operates on ethics. I mean, really, isn't that it? When it comes down to it, isn't it something that you would be proud of to tell somebody that the company operates based on ethics? I mean, really, I want to be proud of what we're doing. I don't want to have to make excuses and tell people, well, we have a mandatory product purchase because we want to plan our inventories. That's about the biggest line of BS I've ever heard, but that's what companies tell their people. The reason they have a mandatory purchase or a mandatory auto ship. Listen, Walmart doesn't tell you, hey, are you going to be buying milk again next month? Well, we'd like you to sign up for a mandatory purchase of milk so we can plan our inventory. No. When they sell milk and it runs out, they get more. And if they start emptying out the shelves too quickly, they increase their inventories. They have more milk waiting in the back. See, it's all about greed, but they hide behind this facade to make you think that because they're a big company that they do things, they make decisions based on morals and ethics, but they don't. And I'm not trying to run down other companies. There are some good companies out there. I can't name any of them off the top of my head that operate ethically, but there are some. There has to be some somewhere, doesn't there? I mean, when you look at the playing field, does it really matter if it's $1 billion company if they're going to get shut down because they're unethical according to the government? Does it really matter if you're going to read about your company in the newspaper or hear it on the news that they just got fined $200 million? Is that something you want to be proud of? Is that something you want to tell your family and friends about? In fact, what happens often is that your family and friends that you got into the company that just got fined are going to call you and say, "What's wrong with you, you idiot? This is embarrassing. I've been telling my friends about this company, and now look, it's in the news. I look like an idiot, and so do you." See, you want to have that as your primary focus when you're looking for a company. If you were just looking for a job, would you want to work for Joe's Fly-By-Night Auto Sales? No. You'd want to work for a reputable dealership. If you were selling houses, would you want to work for One Stop Realty? No, you'd want to work for somebody that had a name, a reputation. And the same way with everything else, when you make decisions in your life about who you're going to do business with, you want to deal with reputable companies. I feel confident when I order something on Amazon that they've screened out the sellers on there, that I'm not going to have to worry about getting ripped off. And to this day, the things I bought on Amazon, I've not gotten ripped off. Well, we're the Amazon of network marketing. We don't care that we're not making much money. And we're making some money. We have to make some money because we've got people to pay, we've got rent to pay, we've got inventory to pay for. But we're a debt-free company. We plan on staying that way. We're not interested in anybody coming in and buying stock and then trying to tell us how to run the company. We don't even listen to our accountant when he says, "Fred, do you realize you're not making much money? You need to increase your profit." And I remind him, we're planning on growing. And wouldn't it be better if we made a little bit off of a lot of people than a lot of off of a few people? And he says, "Well, Fred, that's just not the prudent way to operate your business. When you're operating a business, you have to think of your bottom line. And the focus is always to increase the bottom line." And I said, "But what if we focused on benefiting the people? Wouldn't they just come? And when we get more customers, and when we had more customers, we made a little bit off each one, would we make more in the end?" And he says, "Well, yeah, eventually." Well, that's what we are. We're that eventually company. See, we care about you being successful. If you're successful, we'll be successful. It's a given. If we can help you get what you want, you're going to help us get what we want. And as Randy said, you know what it is we want? We want to help people. We've tried a lot of different ways. We tried selling through other network marketing companies that weren't ethical. And I'm not going to give names and run anybody down. I'm not here to bash people. I'm just saying it really struck me after 15 years, ethics is a rare commodity. I was offered a bribe, if you will, by a company that wanted me to endorse a product that I didn't believe in. And I said, my reputation isn't for sale. My ethics aren't for sale. They couldn't believe it. So they did the next best thing. They went out and told people I endorsed their product anyway. I could have sued them, but I don't care because I answer to a higher power, and everything is going to be fine if I do what I know is right. And that's the first thing that we use as criteria with any decision we make. Is this right? By the way, do you know of any company that would look at something like a promotional T-shirt and not only give you a good price on it, but offer you a commission on a promotional item? Do you know anybody that would search around for the cheapest, best brochure that they could get and then give that to you at their cost? See, that's how we think of things. And other companies are thinking, gee, here's another profit area for us, T-shirts and brochures. We don't think that way. So what is it about Basic Reset? Well, that's the first thing, is who are Fred and Kim, and why do they do things the way they do? If you ever feel like you're not getting a fair opportunity, please call us. I'm on the call tonight. I will pick up the phone. If you call the office and the girls say, Fred, we got somebody who wants to talk to you, I'll talk to you. I don't hide from nothing. But you should know at this point, just looking at the way we have things set up already, that's in our heart. We want to help people, and we want to start with you. And we want to help you because we want you to help us to help people. As it says on our website, we're just people helping people. That's it. That's our agenda. It's not any more complicated than that. I'm sorry. It's just a simple agenda. We want to help people. And we think the best way to do that is to get you to help us to help people, because you know people we don't. Oh, yeah, we could advertise. I could reach, I think it's 20 million people with an infomercial on Sunday morning for $200. But the problem is it's about relationships. And it's much better if you tell somebody you have a relationship with about what we're doing and about our products than for me to be on a television commercial telling total strangers. You see, it's difficult to get somebody to believe if you just have about, really it's a little over 20 minutes, to convince them, hey, you need to believe in me. But you have relationships with people that already know you and trust you. All you have to do now is just say, hey, look, you got to see this. You got to take a look at this. Why are our products valid? Well, there's another area that I've spent 45 years researching and learning things about supplements and diet and health. And I've built quite a reputation in my own community. I was hired to work in a couple of medical clinics as a nutritionist, even though I don't have a degree in nutrition. Why would medical doctors take a chance on me? Is because of my reputation in the community, of people coming to me, and it got back to the doctors, hey, this guy is helping people. So we have products that are based on the simple principle of correcting deficiencies. What are deficiencies? It's really not that complicated. It's stuff that you're not getting in your body that your body has to have in order to operate correctly. Could it be, I asked this question on the video, which, by the way, how do you like the new website? I know you can't answer because you're muted, but I hope you like the new website. And let me tell you how that happened. There was a guy that sent me a message, and he said, I got somebody I'm talking to, and they like what we have, but they won't join our company because they don't like the look of the website. They think it's antiquated. And I said, well, ask them to give you some examples of websites that they think are nice, that are more modern. And so she sent us, through him, a list of 5 websites, and we looked at those websites, had our web guy look at those websites, and we said, can you build us something that's more modern? We thought we had a pretty cool website, but we didn't realize that a year later that it has kind of gotten antiquated. And so, based on the input of somebody who's not even in our company, we modernized our website. I think that speaks pretty highly of how we operate our company. See, we want to be the best, and we're not full of pride thinking, hey, you either like it or leave it. No, we want to learn to be the best, even if it's from somebody who's not even in our company. But the fact is, I have a video. It's gotten moved. It's on the products page now. And it's simply titled, Are We Diseased or Deficient? It's a question. Could it be possible that the names that represent symptoms, and it's just a name that we call a disease, but it's just a tag for a group of symptoms, is it possible that those symptoms aren't really a disease per se? Could it be that those symptoms are the result of deficiency? And that if you could correct the deficiency, that the symptoms would clear up? Now, see, that's not the same as curing a disease, because a disease per se is just a name. It's the symptoms. That's the problem. So what if you could do something, just take natural products into your body, and without targeting the disease, you just target the deficiencies that could possibly be there. And then your body does what it was designed to do, and it starts repairing itself. Sometimes it's not the body even repairing itself. It's like I said on one of the calls, I believe, what if you had a Mercedes, and it was a $150,000 Mercedes, and there was one little gear missing in the transmission? The car's not going anywhere. You can look really cool sitting in your driveway, but it's not going anywhere. Would it be possible that the same thing could be happening in your body or someone that you know? Could it possibly? I know it was true for me. I had suffered for many, many years, 19 years to be exact, and was taking 2 shots in each arm twice a week. And I took a nutritional product that completely turned me around in just a few months. And I didn't know much about the product. If I had, I would have taken more of the stuff, and I probably would have gotten turned around even faster. But it defied medical science. They couldn't figure out how to get me well, even though I was taking 2 shots in each arm twice a week of the best that medical science had to offer. You see, I have the knowledge of what can work because I've experienced it. And not only have I experienced it, but I've helped other people only by telling them, look, and I didn't even have the wording down at that time. I just knew that most people didn't eat a proper diet, and therefore, because the food is deficient, how can we be anything ourselves but deficient if our food is deficient? And don't think that if you eat organic that means you're going to be getting all the nutrients you need. It just means it was grown without chemicals. That's it. There's no certification. I had somebody argue with me about that one time. I said, well, just show me somewhere in the certification for organic produce, somewhere that it says anything at all about it being grown in nutrient-rich soil or having high levels of nutrient. It's not there. It just means it was grown without chemicals. So if you're growing food without chemicals, all you have to do is stop using the chemicals, put that money back in the bank account, and 2 years later you can get organic certification. That's it. So you still have nutrient deficient food. Is it possible that because we're eating nutrient deficient food, is it possible that our bodies aren't getting what they need? And don't even get me started about water. See, we've had this paranoia about chemicals in the water. It's not the problem. If you take all the chemicals out of water, you're going to end up with a process like distillation or reverse osmosis. Now you end up with what biochemists call dead water. How are you going to restore your health drinking dead water? You see, it's minerals. Minerals have to be in the water. Not because just that you need minerals, but minerals actually change the structure of the water. It changes the chemistry of the water. And why is that important? Well, if you look at the evidence, you're going to end up coming across what I found out about in 1994. It's the secret of the world's oldest man. It's the secret behind the longest living, healthiest people in the world, the people of Okinawa. Still to this day, they're known as the healthiest, longest living people. and scientific investigation says water. We can create that water with our Aqualyte, and the Ionite is going to help you get the organic complexes that should have been in your food. You can restore that. So what would happen if you got the right kind of water and drank the right amount of it? And not only that, you got these minerals and you got the organic complexes. What would happen? Well, there are all sorts of good stories, good testimonials, and there are people on this call. I remember, I don't want to embarrass anybody, but I remember seeing a before and after picture of one of our people on Facebook, and I'm not kidding you, and I'm not going to mention the name because I don't want to embarrass anybody. They look like a mother and her daughter. But it was a before and after picture. That's what can happen. See, aging is something that we accept as an inevitable part of life, but it's not inevitable. It's only inevitable because we're deficient, and we get more deficient every year. And then we get old, and we start wrinkling up. Somebody said, why does our skin wrinkle? Well, do you know the difference between a grape and a raisin? It's water. See, it's possible, and I'm telling you this from experience and from my education, self-educated, it's possible that we really are deficient and not randomly stricken by disease. It's really possible that aging doesn't have to be as bad as some people experience. I'm 66 years old, and I know it's not a big deal, but I don't feel like I'm any older than 40, and some days I feel like I'm even younger than that. Wouldn't that be the way to go? What difference does it make if you go with an opportunity that makes you a lot of money with a company that's not ethical, with products that maybe don't even really work, and you end up with a lot of money, but you really can't enjoy it because you don't have your health? So why not look at Basic Reset and see that we have just taken all of the bad out of network marketing and replaced it with everything that could possibly be good about network marketing, and couple that with products that are simple, affordable, and products that really work, that are based on physical laws. It's a physical law that's behind the Aqualyte. A physical law is behind the Ionite. A physical law is behind the B-Gold and behind the Beta Factor. And a lot of our products are based on physical laws. Just like the court considers black law, it's not disputable. You're never going to find an herb in the Amazon that's going to replace your need for water. It ain't going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You're never going to find anything to substitute for your need for water, not only enough of it, but the right kind of water. Once you get that down, you're going to be surprised of how your life could change just with something that simple. I'm not going to go any farther. I've got several secrets that I'm going to reveal at the convention. And so for the next few minutes, I want to encourage you to come to the convention. I had a guy on the phone the other day, and he said, I've got someone who's got a degree in biology. He's a health nut. He knows about nutrition. He eats healthy. He takes supplements. And I've been trying to tell him to take a look at Basic Reset, and he wanted to know if he could talk to you. And I got him on the phone. I'm not bragging about myself. I'm just saying I revealed a few of these secrets that I'm going to reveal at the convention. And this guy was blown away. It's stuff that you're not going to read anywhere else. You're not going to hear from Dr. Oz. And I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy in the world. I'm just saying when I have your attention at the convention, I'm going to tell you how I got this information. And it's going to blow you away. And it's not only going to blow you away, but it's going to trigger something inside of you. It's inside of every one of us. It's called a sense of logic. It's going to trigger that sense of logic. And even if you're not a biologist, even if you're not a scientist, even if you don't really understand complicated things having to do with health, you're going to know I'm telling you the truth. And you can walk out of that meeting in Nashville on October 1st, and you can go and talk to your doctor. You can talk to Dr. Oz. You can talk to anybody you want to. I don't care how smart they think they are about health and nutrition. And you can tell them what you've learned in that convention, and their jaw will drop because it'll trigger their sense of logic as well. And it's going to be something that they didn't realize. You see, we have too many scientists spending all their time looking through microscopes and not enough time looking through binoculars. I don't have a microscope, so I look through binoculars, and I look at the real world, and I look at how the world operates, and I'm curious about it. And I wonder about this, I wonder about that. And I'm not satisfied until that sense of logic in me is triggered, and then I know I'm on the right track. Over and over and over again. Somebody told me earlier today, and I don't know if this person's on the call, but they were telling me about a doctor that had a way of helping people restore their health. And he said I think he said $400 a session, and it took multiple sessions. And I said, he's only interested in helping the rich. I said, even if he teaches all other doctors to do the same therapy that he uses, he's still only helping the rich. See, we've got to break this down to where we can help anybody. And how can we do that? You might say, well, Fred, I don't think on my limited budget with my family and the expenses I have, I don't think I can even afford your products. And I'm not saying they're not reasonably priced, Fred, but I don't think I can afford them. You're just the guy we're looking for. You're just the guy we're looking for. Because with only 3 customers, you bring me 3 customers that want the same thing that you want, or they order the same thing that you want, and you have earned the money now to be able to purchase your products and get them for free. You see, how great would it be if we had a company full of customers? This is our goal, to have a company full of customers so everybody get their products for free. Life-changing products based on physical laws, based on principles of satisfying deficiencies. We can have a company where everybody's getting their product for free. And for some who don't want to get just their products for free, but they want to get a decent income, maybe even replace that job where they don't even like what they're doing, or they don't even like their boss, or they're having to commute an hour and a half one way every day. We've got a home for you too. And it's so simple. Randy and we're talking, you won't believe what you're going to learn at this convention about how simple it is. You don't have to know what I know. You don't have to even come close. In fact, I'd rather you didn't know what I know. I would rather you just tell people, hey, go watch this video. Here's my link. Go watch this video. What's it about? Look, I can't explain as good as this guy can. He's the inventor. Go watch this video. Do you know that probably 90% or more of the people who watch that video are diseased or deficient, order products? Isn't that amazing? And all I'm talking about is what's happened to me. This series of steps the events that have happened to me to bring me where I'm at and why we started Basic Reset. So let me do the work for you. Here's a simple question. Do you know anybody that drinks water? Okay, forget the Aqua Night for a minute. If you're not interested in helping people with their health, how about, do you know anybody that drinks coffee? We brought in the coffee because we saw people drinking coffee. It's right behind water. Bottled water is the number 1 beverage in the U.S., and we looked at coffee and we thought, what if we can make it better? And we did. Randy told me just the other day, he said, well, I drink Primo Java once in a while. Do you know what he told me now? He doesn't even use his coffee maker anymore. And when I first talked to him, he said, Fred, I've tasted all these healthy coffees out there. And he said, whenever anybody sends me a sample, I stand over the sink because I know I'm going to probably spit it out. And he said, I stood over the sink when I made my first cup of Primo Java, and I didn't spit it out. And now he tells me I don't even use my coffee maker anymore. I drink Primo Java. It's healthy coffee. How many people you know drink coffee? There's your market. How many people do you know that drink Red Bull? Do you know people say sometimes, well, Fred, somebody's questioning the ingredients. They want to know what all the ingredients are and what they do in a Vibrant energy drink. How many people buy Red Bull, and when they get up the counter, they ask their clerk, can you explain these ingredients to me? No. And it's harming them. There are news stories all the time about people dying from drinking. I'm not going to pick on Red Bull, but any of these so-called energy drinks that are out in the marketplace, there are people dying from these things because they don't understand that they're not really healthy for you. But we've got a healthy energy drink that actually has health benefits to it. Now, I'm not going to get into all that, but when you come down to Nashville, you're going to be empowered. You're going to know how to get somebody to try either the coffee or the Vibrant or even the Alk-White Nianite. But even if you don't want to get into the subject of health, if you just get somebody to replace something that they're already drinking with something that's better. And then a lot of times people come in from sampling the Vibrant, and they say, wow, this stuff's great. And then they say, what else you got? The next thing you know, they get introduced to our other products. They watch the video, and they say, wow, let me have some of those things too. And the next thing you know, they're telling their friends about it. And the next thing you know, they're getting their products for free. And it goes on and on. Do you know our company and your business could quadruple every month with only 3 people. You bring in 3 people, they each bring in 3 people. You've quadrupled your business, and that's just with 3 people bringing 3 people. If that keeps going, your business literally will quadruple every month. It's so simple. It's so easy. Don't make it hard. Come to Nashville and let us show you how easy it is. We have a special for the convention. Anybody that's already registered, if you haven't, it's still open to you too. It's not too late. 20% off. It's only for people that are coming to the convention. 20% off for an order. If you place it, you have to call the office. You can't do it online. You call the office, place your order, 20% off on whatever you want one time. I don't care how much you order, if it's $100 or $1,000, it doesn't matter. 20% off, and you can pick it up at the convention. You won't pay shipping. If you forget something, you order tomorrow, you get your 20% off, and then next Wednesday you think, oh, I remember something else. You can still order. You won't get the 20% off, but you can still order by calling the office and not have to pay shipping if you want to pick it up at the convention. The cutoff is 3 o'clock on Thursday because we have to have time to put these orders together. If you're coming to the convention, I think you know by now that we're treating you to all of your meals except for breakfast. Friday night it's a Mexican buffet, and then we're having, I think it's even a buffet style for lunch, and then we're going into the backstage grill for a meal, a really high-quality meal at a high-end restaurant. And that's all included. And on top of that, we're giving you a gift bag that has about $75 worth of product in it. So if you think about that, you'd be spending that kind of money anyway if you just wanted to come and visit Nashville. But instead, you're going to be walking out of there empowered to change your life. And not only change your life, I want to help you change your life. But some of you are on this call, you've already changed your life. You already know what I'm talking about. What I want to help you with is how to reach more people and help more people change their lives. And not only that, but you'll then be able to show them how to do it, how to change other people's lives. And one by one, by one, by one, by 3, by 9, by 12, by this multiplication factor kicks in, and all of a sudden we're reaching thousands upon thousands of people, empowering them to change their life and change the life of the lives of all the people that are in their sphere of influence, and even total strangers. You're going to learn how to talk to a total stranger and introduce them to Basic Reset. I'm looking at the clock. Randy does this every time he gets me on a call. He does this. He gets me excited, and then I can't stop. I told him I'll try to limit this to 30 minutes tonight, and look at the time. I apologize if I've taken too much of your time, but this is exciting. It's hard to keep quiet about it, but please reconsider. If you can't come to Nashville, think of somebody that you know, somebody maybe that's in your team, somebody that's on your team, and you know that this person has a lot of potential. Consider funding their trip to this convention and watch what happens. If you can't come, don't consider it a loss. Help somebody else get here. All of the people who come are going to be considered founding members of Basic Reset. This is our first convention. I don't care when you joined our company. If the convention starts on Friday evening, if you joined Friday morning, it doesn't matter. You're going to be considered a founding member if you come to this convention. And you'll be at a historic event, and you'll be part of that history. You can never, if you bring a person in on October 2nd, but then brings in 10,000 people, that person can never be a founding member. They weren't at the convention. They missed it. They got in too late. But you who are coming to the convention are going to be founding members, and I guarantee it's going to change your life. Please join us. We'd love to see you there. We'd love to hug your neck. We'd love to be able to teach you some things to change your life and change other people's lives. You won't be disappointed. I guarantee it. It's worth a lot more money than what you're going to pay. It's an investment in your future. It's an investment in yourself. When was the last time you invested in yourself? And you're going to have fun. I guarantee you're going to have fun. Randy, I'm going to put it back to you. I apologize I took so long. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. That's okay. Listen, nobody ever gets tired of listening to you talk, Fred. I can guarantee you that, because you all glean so much from what you have to say. And,
I thought I heard some snoring.
No. There was no snoring. Everybody's muted out. So if you heard that, it was from your end of the show.
Oh, I'm teasing.
Thank you very much for being here on your anniversary night. And, gosh, go be with your sweetie now, because that's what you need to do the rest of the night. And, guys and gals, you heard what Fred had to say. You really need to be at the convention, and you're going to hear some things at the convention that you'll never hear on any of these phone calls. And going to be a privilege to be there. You're going to enjoy wanting to be there, because it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you haven't gotten your convention ticket yet, you still got time to get it. Go ahead and get one and get there. No matter, it's like Ed said, if you got to crawl, if you got to run, if you got to jog, if you got to walk, if you got a summer ride, get down to Nashville and join us, because you're going to have an absolute blast. So with that, I want to thank everybody for being here on the call tonight. A recording of this call will be placed in the Basic Reset Freedom Group room, and then Fred will also be sending out an email, and we're going to have a great time. Now, by the way, there will be no call next Thursday night, because that will be the night before the convention, and there's going to be people in Nashville. I'll be in Nashville already, and so we won't be having a call next Thursday night. So we won't see you now until the week after the convention has been held. Have a blessed time till then. We'll see you in Nashville. If you got any questions about any part of this call, go ahead and get a hold of us. We'll answer it for you. Thank you all. And remember, wherever you go, there you're at. There you are. Always make the most of it, because nobody's going to do it for you. Good night, everybody.